All right, hello and welcome everyone to the Trackalicious Monday series here. Today is not the rookies. Today is going to be the Japanese showdown here at Suzuka. I'm Mike Nause here in the booth. And Sage, yes, you were in fact first. Welcome everyone. Sage, Provolone, first ones in chat here today. Hope everyone's having an awesome evening, morning, wherever you are in this world. We have a lot of Japanese cars on this Japanese track. We're still here in Suzuka after that GT3 Pro qualifier, commentated by none other than me and my boy Blue. We are still, or I am still here at least, in Suzuka. Blue, he has decided that he is going to be taking the likes onto the track, and he even has a very, very poppin' livery for this occasion, as we can kind of see behind me here. But, yes. This will be a very exciting race. Lap times we're seeing right now in the... actually, the server just got restarted, so I can't really say. But we were seeing like some 202s and whatnot. It should be a fairly close battle here. We got about 22 drivers in the server currently. And looking at it here, this is going to be quite the race, I would imagine. Why don't we pop over to the in-game side of things here. As you can see, a 206 there set by Nause. I would imagine that's not quite representative of the pace we'll be seeing. Might see a little bit, well, definitely I would imagine you're going to see a little bit quicker laps than that. Nause, though, returning to the pits quickly after. But drivers getting ready here as we come to the end of the qualifying. Not just no Hondas, just Nissans. It's just the GTRs. Forzy, hello, welcome. Hello from Box. Happy to have you here. Drivers are going to be heading out on a track. I don't think we have any sequenced qualifying. I think everyone will be piling out at about the same time. Although we're queuing up for some reason. Why are we queuing up? Is that my boy Blue in the front? I can't really tell from here. Yeah, what is he doing? I don't think we need to be queuing up. Okay, Blue there, just adding an extreme amount of confusion to this qualifying session. Why are we waiting? Unless I think they know something I don't. The drivers must know something I don't. This is extremely odd. Dude, your 4th place standings for the last race. Awesome, awesome. Which league? I know last race to me is Blur. Are you talking about the Pro League? Alright, let's take a look at this livery that we have here from my boy Blue. Thing is, I know for a fact he is not an anime guy, so... Wait, yes he is. Never mind. What am I talking about? He's an anime guy. I thought he was just doing it for the meme, but I think... Anti-social social club. Okay. It's quite the livery. It has a... I think that's not the Mexican flag. It wants to be the Mexican flag, but it's not quite. Blue coming through 130R, though. He's going to be starting his first lap. Schleter backing up. Nice livery from him, too. Look at that. Don't think we're going to be expecting any rain here today. I think we are going to be seeing dry track and clear skies outside of this lovely track here at Suzuka. Now Schlieder on his first lap. Well, let's leave that one up. Can hop on board with him. See what it's like behind the wheel of that GTR here, lumbering through the S sector. Oh, slipping and sliding. Niall Schlieder, no slouch behind the wheel. But we'll see what he can end up wrangling in for a time here with this Japanese monster. Going into the Dunlop hairpin. That wheel is so shaky under braking. Pushing now towards the spoon sector, making small adjustments on the wheel as we go here, adjusting the brake bias potentially. A little bit of understeer through spoon onto the exit. Could have maybe got on power just a touch earlier. Now accelerating towards 130R here. Really fast flowing corner. Let's see, will he have to do a full liftoff for it? Yes, he will. Holy arrow. The Nissan GTR lacking in that department just a little bit. No one did a Godzilla livery that I know of. Is Gorgie, is that the anime? Oh, man. Now Schlieder coming across the line with the 205.6. Alejandro Pulgarin behind him, 0.09 of a second. Number 44 GTR. Boy Blue putting in there a 206.5. Definitely about a second off the pace. A little bit more to be found there, I would imagine. John Hawley coming in for third position. GTR, look at that thing. Such a animal. Is long with 3 Gs. But I don't, unfortunately, not the most work on the liveries here. We do have a couple drivers that have some pretty poppin' liveries, but this was a one-off series, so I think just people kind of, you know, I mean, not too many people have a livery for the GTR. I'm just gonna say it. No need to sugarcoat it. We don't got too many GTR drivers out there in this modern day and age of Assetto Corsa Competizione. Now that's a very blue livery. Look at that. District 5. It has anime on it. Shocker. You've seen one once in a while. Okay, okay. Not quite a connoisseur of anime, but known to partake is what I'm understanding. Juan Kairos there had pole position till Jason Provolone snatched it away. 204.3. Not quite the lap times we were seeing in our Pro Series yesterday. GTR. Unfortunately, there was a GTR, I think, in the... Wasn't there? No, that was in a different thing. Never mind. That was in the 24-hour. There was a GTR. But no GTRs, I think, in the Pro Series, unfortunately. Juan Kairos on a pretty good lap, though, right now. About 4/10 up, coming into Spoon. About 2/10 off the pace. Can ride along with him for the rest of his lap. See if he can take that pole position back away from Jason Provolone here. With 7 minutes left to go in the qualifying. Having to get that. There we go. That much better rotation there through 130R. And now coming into the final hairpin. Heavy braking. Very slow. Slowest corner on the track. Oh, big moment on exit there on the throttle. Just slightly too early. And now pushing to come across the line. Is it going to be enough for pole position as Narsimon has come up there? But yes, it is. 2:04.0 for Juan. Putting him in the pole position for right now. We see Narsimon coming in there for third position now. Jason Provolone beating him out. So Narsimon, I would imagine, is going to be coming back on track, make a couple setup changes. Jason Provolone going to be returning to pits, make a couple setup changes himself. You're my boy, Blue. I'm not sure what you mean by that voice. From an old school. We need a sounder. What's a sounder? The heck is a sounder? The movie? The heck is the movie The Sounder? Old school. Sage, I'm sorry, that one went right over my head. I'm young, I don't know movies. I will say, movies are probably like one of my most embarrassing points of knowledge. I don't know, like, any. Or actors. Oh, I got that. I got that the movie. I've never heard of it or seen it, unfortunately. I'm new school. I'm not old school. That's how we roll around here, I guess. No, not really. I just haven't seen it. Juan Kyra is still in that pole position with the 2:04.0, yet to break into the 2:04.3s. Is anyone just yet? Jeff Shepard here just came across the line. He was down in about P20. Makes the improvement up to P12. 2:06.4 from him. Pretty decent time. Pretty decent time indeed. Bryce Buckert is going to be in here as well. That's good. I like it. I like it, Sage. I like it. I like it a lot. Marty Smith on an improvement. He is just in the S's though right now. Has a long ways to go. Suzuka, 3.6 mile track. Lots of corners. I should know how many corners there are. I don't know how many corners there are. How many corners are there on Suzuka? Like 20 something. 22? Potentially. Justin Seckham on an improvement himself as well. Well, scratch that. The Nissan does have sort of a A flatulent bellow to it, I won't lie. Oof, Nause Schlieder a little deep into the final chicane there. Martin Smith. Did I call him Marty Smith earlier? I might continue that. We'll see. I like Marty Smith. Pushing to come across the line here. Makes an improvement, about a 10th improvement, but not enough to take the position away from Casey Schutte there in P4. Minute 30 left to go. Drivers will about one more attempt of a lap. Alrighty, Sage. Enjoy working. And said no one ever, but hey. You've been wanting to try the GTR? It's a beast. As you can see, we have some pretty fast drivers in here. Juan Kairos, Jason Provolone. But 204s, I think they have a little bit more pace than that. M4, there's nothing wrong with a one trick, though. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Who's going to finish their lap first here? We will have Juan Kairos finishing their lap. And I actually think he will be starting. He does have time to start another lap. If he so desires, coming across the line, holds that pole position. Jason Provolone, though, he is going to be contesting for it. We'll see what he can end up doing. TC8 is sure is sweet. There's nothing wrong with being a one trick. And the checkered flag has fallen. Any driver to come across the line at this point will be, or their qualifying will come to an end. Will not be able to set another lap after that. Arjun currently sitting in P4, making gains. He even has a little bit of a slipstream from Jason Provolone. Jason Provolone in front of him on a pretty good lap himself. He's about 2/10 off of pole position. Juan Kairos is back in the pits. Jason Provolone gaining a lot here through the final chicane. I think this will be enough for pole position here as Jason Provolone is going to be pushing on to the start, finish straight. Narasimhan, though, behind. Can he contest? Narasimhan 8/10 off. Jason Provolone up to pole position. Narasimhan comes across the line, stays in third position. Not quite enough to gain a position over Juan Kairos there. Marty Smith, his qualifying, I think, I'm not sure actually if he's on a lap or not. That's valid. I think he is. Casey Schutte, holy silver. Comes across the line there, stays fifth position, I think. Yes, indeed. Hawaiian Russian chat. The fastest Hawaiian on Twitch. My boy Blue coming across the line there. Jumps up a position from P17 to P16 at the very end. Nice qualifying result there for Blue. Drivers now line up. 3 minutes to go before startup. Is a true statement. It's a true statement. I don't know of any other Hawaiians on Twitch that play ACC, but you're the fastest. So, hey, take what you can get. Drivers now lining up. So quiet on the grid right now. The calm before the storm. Well, why don't we spice things up a little bit here, go for the grid rundown, and take it away here for Jason Provolone, starting in that pole position. Number 82, Nissan GTR. I don't know why there's no point in saying that. Be saying that for quite a few cars. Juan Kairos, number 12, starting in P2 as well in that GTRs. This is a GTR Spec series, of course, or Spec race. Arjun Narasimhan, starting in P3, Martin Smith in P4, Casey Schutte bringing up that P5 position, P6 for Niall Schleter, Alejandro Pulgarin in P7, Corey Hampshire in P8, Reggie King in P9, John Hawley in that P10 slot, Jeremy Cubbage qualifying in P11, Justin Seckham, 12th fastest, Bryce Buckard, 13th, Amir Spool in 14th position, Jeff Shepard bringing up the 15th position, my boy Blue in that 16th spot, taking that at the very end there, last to come across the line, Christopher Schink, yeah, I think I said that right, Christoph Schink in that P17 position, Toluache Olajuegbe in P18, David Collins in P19, the number 333, District 5, Scott Sullivan, that Armstrong, number 42, GTR, lining up in P20, with Masmo Miaza in P21, and bringing up the back of the grid, last but not least, is Casey Swanger? Swanger? Oh, I'm so sorry, Casey. All right. But that does bring us to an end here of our grid rundown. Drivers starting their engines here. We got a 40-minute race for you tonight. It is just going to be one race, one mandatory pit stop here. I think. I don't see a 1 next to everyone's name, but I'm sure that will pop up at some point unless they set the server up wrong. But our admins would never do that. Never. Unfortunately, Miasma? Yeah, Miasma? Sorry, guys. We'll be returning to the pits. But the rest of the cars underway here. Yes, this is a one-off race. Holy cheese and chat. Sage, you said you were going to be lurking. Get to work. Oh, washed up squid in chat. Didn't see you there, TJ. Sorry. Yes, one-off. No series. This is just a one-off race. 40-minute race here in the Nissan GTRs. Man, no invite? What do you mean no invite? Since when have we had a league with an invite? No, this is going to be quite fun. Nate Lowe. Welcome, Nate. Yeah, you should have paid more attention. I announced on stream like 20 times. But you're clearly too busy doing your own streaming. Nate Lamlin on Twitch. Awesome guy. So, no, obviously. Would have loved to have you here, Nate. But you might have been a little bit fast. for some of these guys, no offense to the field. This is sort of advertised to be a rookie race, kind of. It's a unofficial rookie race before we start our rookie league next week. Next week we'll be starting that. I should know what track it's on. What track is it on? GT4 Spring Rookie Series. There's 50 out of 50 on SimGrid, but if you still want to sign up, feel free. Get in there as a reserve driver. That grid will fill up at some point, I would imagine, but I would get in there. The first come, first serve in terms of reserve drivers, but if not all 50 drivers show up, which is likely, you will be able to race. Round 1's going to be at Silverstone, and then it'll be on March 6th at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. pure rookie? Yeah, fair enough, Nate. No, this is times we were seeing in qualifying. I think we saw 204, maybe into the 203s there from Jason Provolone, if I remember right. J-Pad, I have some neck pain. Need to exchange insurance. What a crybaby. This guy. But now the cars rounding the final chicane here as we get ready to start off the race. It's going to be 22 cars on the grid, 20 of them starting. 2 of them in the pits here. Jason Provolone leading us away as we go 2x2 Noah's Ark formation down the start-finish straight, getting ready to go green here. It's going to be 40 minutes on the clock here at Suzuka, the Japanese showdown. Cars all warmed up and ready to go. And we're racing here at Suzuka. Jason Provolone with a really smasher of a start. Juan Kairos kind of caught sleeping and under maximum pressure here at the start. We got 3 abreast to go into T1. Narasimhan coming in, making massive lunges. Nice move there from Narasimhan, getting the job done, taking that second position, battling behind. We see some side-by-side action from the very, very silver and pink car of Casey Schutte, I think? Yes. Casey Schutte running a bit wide there. Into the S's, all the cars filing into single file formation. Very, very tricky to go too wide through there. Corey Hampshire, what the heck? When did I say Corey's name? How is he in P7? Where did he come from? Corey Hampshire in P7? I feel like he wasn't on the grid during the grid rundown. A little bit of dirt getting kicked up as one of the drivers runs wide there. Closing in my boy Blue onto the very blue car of David Collins here. This is going to be some blue on blue action in the best way. Into the Dunlop chicane we go. The 333 car getting forced a little bit wide, but Blue giving plenty of space. Can't quite get the move done just yet as we head towards Spoon. Looking a bit further up, Niall Schlieder coming into Spoon, making good pressure on Juan Kairos, trying to force him into a bit of an error. Casey Schutte as well on a Martin Smith doing the same. Not too many big incidents, or no big incidents, I should say, at all. On the first lap, it looks like, I say that as everyone concertinas into the chicane. Hopefully, I don't jinx it. I think we're good, though. Car running a little bit deep into the chicane, going side by side. Look at all these yellow Nissan GTRs. Justin Seckham, I think, under pressure from the outside there. They almost make contact, gets forced wide, does Justin Seckham. Down the inside goes Amir Spool. Oh, and side-by-side action behind from my boy Blue in the very blue car of David Collins. David Collins holding that position, though. I also think that the server got set up wrong, Eric. I don't know how. I hope that doesn't affect anything. But drivers were supposed to make a mandatory pit stop, but they don't have to, it looks like. Going by the honor system. Okay, got it. The move from Boy Blue into the Dunlop chicane, but he still just can't quite get it done. Blue in the Ultra Weeb Nissan GTR here. Good Smile Racing. Oh, and he's getting really impatient. Big send into Spoon. We'll see if he can get this done. That's an ambitious one for sure. Good action, though. What the heck? That's Bryce Buckert just taking the alternative line. Not necessarily the quicker one. And yes, Hampshire was absolutely cooking. Okay, I'm now catching up. You guys have been chatting a lot, and I'm a slow reader, and there's a lot happening on tracks. I can't really catch up with it. But yeah, Kyle absolutely was rapid last night. That was insane. Okay, here we go. Blue is going to be making the move into T1. This should be it for him. He's going to have the overspeed, the inside line. Can he get it done before the beginning of the turn, though? Oh, Blue, you got to be more aggressive than that, my brother. He had the overtake. How did he not get it done? He's going to be trying again into the S section, but he packs out. Blue, come on. Someone give this man some energy. As he's going to go side by side, this is wasting so much time. And everyone behind as well, I would imagine, getting a little bit frustrated. Well, at least one car right now. It's going to be Shepard, Jeff Shepard. Ooh, lots of curb into the first Degna. Much cleaner through the second. And he's going to make the send, but come on, Blue. Get your nose in there. There's a bit of bumping and banging, but that's okay. Blue gets the move done after 2 laps of being stuck behind the 333 car of David Collins. Blue finally can breathe a sigh of relief and doesn't have to look at that extremely blue car in front of him. He can now look at it in his rearview mirror. Is for sure going to be a relief for him. Reggie King as well making gains onto Alejandro Pulgarin. There we go. Thank you, Zach. Right in time as well. Reggie King with a good amount of overspeed. It's not the greatest Can I have a different camera angle? Oh, he's way too far back. Never mind. Oh, Blue with all the energy. Blue is going to be making a charge up the field now. At least he better be. Blue 2 seconds off of a mere spool after all that battling. He's got a bit of work to do to gain that back, but 33 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. Casey Schutte battling here with Martin Smith. And right along with him as he follows close behind. Blue driving like he stole it? Yeah. Or driving like someone else stole it. Oh, and there we go. This is going to be the gains that Casey Schutte was looking for. Closes that gap up on a Martin Smith. It's game on now. Little adjustments on the steering wheel. As you can see, these more try-hard drivers adjusting their brake bias before Spoon. I would imagine. I can't imagine what else he would do on the steering wheel. Maybe change the traction control, I guess, but... Going to be side by side into 130R potentially. This is not the corner you want to be on the outside of. Casey Schutte. What the heck? They make contact. Martin Smith's off into the grass. Oh, and massive contact with the barrier. Why don't we go back and watch that? Was there contact is the real question. Oh yeah, I mean they're had to have been with that movement, but that was almost, I wonder if that was net code. Wow. Who put that barrier there? Oh, the TC for the hairpin. You're right. They're adjusting their TC for the hairpin. And then readjusting it as they come out of it. Empire, you Martin Smith. That was quite the unfortunate one, if that's the case. Now Schlieder with a little bit of flash of the lights on Juan Kairos here. Juan Kairos getting held up by Narasimhan. These three are going to be scrapping it out. Casey Schutte in P5. About 2 seconds behind, about a second and a half. Making gains, especially as these guys fight. Casey Schutte will be eking ever closer. Juan Kairos washes a bit wide in Spoon. Oh, your Matter team. How am I able to spectate the race? Well, we have a spectator password, basically, that you enter that I'm obviously not going to be giving out that allows me to spectate. There's a driver password and a spectator password to join the server. Reggie King is making his pit stop, the first pit stop here. The password is it's password 123. How'd you guess? Niall Schlieder side-by-side action with Juan. And he's going to force him wide here into the Degnas, though. We're going to have the inside line for Juan Kairos, but not enough speed. Overtake has happened before the corner there. Niall Schlieder gains the position. Now has to hunt down Arjun Narasimhan himself. Jason Provolone, a good 4 seconds ahead. Actually, a good 5 seconds ahead. Juan Kairos, though, I don't think he is too thrilled with the fact of him losing that position. He's going to try it back at Niall Schlieder here into Spoon, it looks like. Niall Schlieder going extremely defensive. And washes wide. That's going to give the opportunity to Juan Kairos. Juan Kairos making the move down the inside. Niall Schlieder trying to keep the momentum, though, as he carries the speed, getting washed onto the marbles. He's going to have a little bit dirty tires. And the slipstream should go to Juan Kairos here. Niall Schlieder under massive pressure here into 130R. I think Juan is going to be looking to make the move into the chicane potentially, but not quite. Niall taking that 130R a lot better. This is also given the opportunity to Casey Schutte now, who has caught up with them. Arjun Narasimhan has pulled a good bit away now after these scrapping. And I also saw, just for a second, my boy Blue did catch up with Justin Seckham. We'll resume with that a little bit later. My boy Blue has managed to make some good gains so far. And Juan Kairos losing out a little bit through the S sector. Now Schlieder pulling away a bit. Blue has closed that gap back down onto Justin Seckham. Justin Seckham under some massive pressure now. Right along here with Blue. Into the first Degna. Taking the curb really nicely. Just carrying that speed. Very tricky to make an overtake here. Gonna maybe be looking at it into the hairpin. Wow. And yes, he is, but oh, and it's a big look at that, actually, giving him plenty of space as second. Blue right on the diffuser, or what little diffuser that GTR has. And into Spoon, he's going to be making a look. That's bold. Ooh, a little bit of a twitch coming out of Spoon. It's going to help sec him out a good bit. Relieve the pressure for right now. Behind them, we see a battle between Toluwaseyi Olajuwon, Bryce Buckert, and David Collins here. Toluwaseyi is going to be making a look into 130R, backs out onto the grass even. Oh, and down the inside goes Toluwaseyi. Holy, overtaken a half. They make a little bit of contact. Toluwaseyi's round. I need to see that again. So coming into the final hairpin, or the final chicane here, we see just the send of a century from Olajuwon. He keeps it on track, compromises his speed though into the next part of the chicane, and he gets spun around. He actually made that overtake stick though. Momentarily, until, you know, his car was not necessarily sticking to the ground anymore. Some tight racing from down here in P19 upwards. Moffitt, welcome. Hope you're having a great night, Muff. Juan Kairos. Ooh, this is turning into a little bit of a four-way scrap for right now. Three-way for the current moment between Arjun Narasimhan. I combined his first and last name. That's impressive. Now Schlieder, Juan Kairos, and Casey Schutte. Casey Schutte, though, missing his braking zone onto the escape road. Rejoining the track there. Why don't we ride along with him? He just missed his braking zone there, or did he... Let's just see what happened. Maybe getting a tire onto the grass. Oh, he just forgot to brake. Yeah. And he did end up coming into the pits as well. Arjun? Okay, Arjun. I knew that. Yes, thank you. I have been told that before. I just... There's so many names, man. I try. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Juan Kairos pressuring Niall Schlieder, hopefully into a mistake for him. But this is for a podium battle here. 22 minutes and 22 seconds left in the race. And these two fighting like it's the last lap, pretty much. Blue is in the pits. Casey Schutte coming out of the pits. He's going to be down in P19 after that mistake. This is making you want to drive the GTR? Dude, yeah. Go put in some laps a couple seconds slower than your normal GT3 time. And just a reminder of how far these cars have come since 2015. This car just a little on the outdated side. Jeremy Cuppage and John Hawley are having a bit of a scrap down here, I think. Not sure if that was a position overtake or a defense from John Hawley. Keep an eye on these two, though. Actually, it looks like John Hawley maybe got that done. Our leader is in the pits, Jason Provolone. Juan Kairos making a move into T1. Thinks better of it. Full onboard lap. Who do you want it, Eric? Casey, not Shooty. Okay. What lap times is the leader doing? Lap times for the leader. Last lap, not the greatest example because he pit, but a 2:02.8 is the fastest lap from Jason Provolone. Narasimhan lapping at a 2:03 last lap, 2:04 from Niall Schleter, and 2:04.3 from Juan Kairos here. Looking forward to the 296 and the 922. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Jason Provolone's out of the pits. Okay, let's look at Casey Not Shooty. Where the heck is Casey Not Shooty? There we go, Casey. He's out of the pits. Never mind. We'll look at him in a little bit. He's still in the pits. No, we'll do a full lap. Oh, those are the new cars coming into the game. Interesting. Okay. Is that confirmed or is that rumors? Cameraman, you good? There's a battle happening on track currently. Jeff Shepard. Cameraman doesn't want to have any of it, though. Confirmed. All right. Christoph down here battling with John Hawley. Casey now out of the pits. We'll give Casey a lap to heat up his tires before doing the onboard. Alejandro Pulgarin up into the podium positions as Arjun comes into the pits. Also the Lambo Evo 2 in GT2s? Wait, are you serious? That would be sick. A lot of our leaders coming in, making their pit stops now. Now Schleter and Juan Kairos, those two stay out for right now, though. Are we going to see Alejandro Pulgarin leading a race lap? We'll see. If these two come into the pits, I would imagine these two are going to try different strategies. Arjun coming out of the pits side by side with Casey Shooty just about. Really close. Hopefully by the end of March. Holy smokes. How do I not know about this? Casey Shooty all over the back of Arjun. Both drivers have made a pit stop. Casey will be on slightly warmer tires. Arjun just coming out of the pits. And we do see Juan Kairos come in. Niall Schleter stay out. Juan Kairos doing opposite to the car in front, going for that undercut. Seeing if he can make that work. Niall Schleter has to get the hammer down this lap. This has to be the lap of his life if he wants to try to keep that lead from Juan Kairos. I think the undercut is going to be quite good here. It was extremely strong last night in our Pro Series race. True, true. You know how planes go. Yes, indeed. Now Schleter with a bit of a twitch, heading towards the Degnas, out of the S's. He's on the limit here. but he needs this lap to be clean. Juan Kairos is going to be pushing the wheels off of his car as well as soon as he comes out of the pits. Now Schlitter will have slightly fresher tires towards the end of the race, but he will also be on the warm tires, assuming he has to battle here when he comes out of the pits. Or actually, no, wait. Excuse me, he's going to be on cold tires. What am I talking about? He's going to be on slightly colder tires than Juan Kairos will be. Juan Kairos will have a lap to heat them up as he's out of the pits now. Coming through the S's. Casey Schutte still hot on the tail of Narasimhan. And Narasimhan just 2 seconds behind Juan Kairos. So I think that right there shows just the power of the undercut. Although that was relatively similar to the gap I think they had pre-pit stop phases. Yeah, they do have blankets, that is true, but coming out of the heater is one thing compared to a lap on the track. Holy smokes, Casey Schutte not giving an inch. You can't even fit a sheet of paper between them. And now Schlitter, I'd imagine is gonna... No, he stayed out. Interesting, interesting. 2:04.5 from now, Schlitter last lap. Let's keep an eye here. Juan Kairos, he is some open air. And he's gonna be getting that hammer down. So, we might have a new race leader. Oh, wait, no we won't. Excuse me. Jason Provolone, I forgot, is our race leader. A new second place. Sorry, Cheese Man, I forgot about you. You've been driving really well. Toloache in the pits. Alejandro Pulgarin in the pits as well. Juan Kairos giving that nice slipstream to Narasimhan, helping him out just a little bit more to stay ahead of Casey Schutte there. Blue pressuring Justin Seckham once again. Cameraman, you're fired. Come on, let's go. Alejandro Pulgarin out of the pits. Blue battling along here. In the final quarter, heading on start-finish straight. Give that energy to Blue. He's going to need it. He's got a handful of a driver in Justin Seckham to contend with in front of him. Now Schlitter's still not in. So going for the long overcut here. 2:04.8 once again from him. I think that's about identical times to the previous lap. Let's see, where is Juan lapping? Well, last lap he lapped at a 2:11, which is not the greatest example. How did he lap at a 2:11? I guess that's about... Really? The pit lane's quite short here, huh? I have no idea. Chat absolutely pogging out of its gourd right now for Blue. Drive-through penalty for Toluache Olajuwon, unfortunately. He's going to have to be serving that within the next 3 laps. Here we go again, Blue. Making the gains. Well, and making his own way on the track as well. Carrying the speed. Blue, what are you doing? Okay. Blue just basically on his own track at this point. He's going for the mover on the outside after carrying the speed through the chicane. Oh yeah, it turns out you get a lot of overspeed when you cut the chicane. Gets the overtake done before the turn. Casey Shooter, excuse me, not Casey, that's Justin Seckham. Gets overtaken by my boy Blue. Alright, that was an extremely interesting and very fair overtake in my opinion. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing a onboard lap now that we have some warmer tires for the likes of Casey. Where's Casey at? Where's Casey? There we go. Down in last. Or last on track-ish. In the pits is Toluache behind him, Martin Smith as well. But Casey, coming into the S's. A little bit hesitant riding the curbs. Nice riding third gear throughout here. We're going to see drop into second potentially. No. Holds third. Coming through the Ferris wheel. Oh! Easy. Heading towards Degna 1. Lift off a little early. Carrying the speed through the Degna. And then through Degna 2. Heading towards the Dunlop hairpin. Into first gear. Ooh. Not quite maximizing that minimum speed. Carry a little bit more through the hairpin. Now heading towards Spoon, flat out. Nice, there we go. Good apex. Oh, it's fine apex. And heading towards 130R. Amir Spool in the fight with Reggie King here. These two are in the thick of it, it looks like. Trying to go for a switchback maneuver in that GTR, and they almost makes contact. Spool doing everything he can to eke any advantage out here from Reggie King. Leader in pits, yes. Keep an eye here on Juan Kairos. Juan Kairos is actually under massive threat from Arjun. I keep wanting to say Arjun, I'm sorry. It's Arjun Narasimhan in the Jumpy Whale Racing GTR. Let's see. Where will they come out? Jason Provolone takes first position, flashing his lights. Flashing with joy, in fact. Juan Kairos, though, is going to get the undercut on Niall Schlieder, and so are all of these drivers, in fact. Niall Schlieder getting left for dead. The undercut, like I said earlier, just proving how strong it is here at Suzuka. Niall Schlieder, 6 seconds to Casey Schutte at this point. He was ahead of all of these drivers before the pit stop phase. 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. Bryce Buckert in the pits. See where he comes up, but these three we'll keep an eye on for right now. I do also want to keep an eye on this three-way battle between Jeremy Cubbage, Reggie King, and Alejandro Pulgarin. Oh, and this is actually a four-way battle. And Amir Spool. Come on, cameraman. Casey Schutte in that Hello Kitty Racing GTR. Doing everything he can, trying to take that alternate line there, just eking whatever out of Arjun he can, trying to force him into any bit of a mistake. But Arjun Keeping it under control, keeping a calm head on his shoulders here. What he needs, all the way to the checkered flag at this point, is just to keep his head down. He has the pace, lapping 2:03.6 last lap, 2:03.59 from Casey Schutte, so not really too much of a pace difference. He needs to avoid that, though. Runs wide, unfortunately, through 130R, and that's going to compromise his attack just a little bit. We'll jump back here with Jeremy Cubbage, as he's about to head through the ominous 130R as well. Behind the likes of Reggie King. Five and a half minutes left to go. Need to get the pedal to the metal at this point if you want to make up some more ground. It's close fighting throughout. Alejandro is making gains onto Amir's spool, but just not quite enough for the overtake. I think, though, Amir, it's hard to see from that camera angle, but I think Amir ran a bit wide there. Unfortunately, we'll stick in the helicam. I don't like using this camera because you don't get the sound, but this is the best way to view the action. And drivers pushing their way through the S's. Very patient is Polgarin. Not wanting to do anything dumb and put it in the barrier, but there we go. That's going to be a good opportunity for Polgarin. Wide through a first Degna, unfortunately, was Spool, but he manages to keep it under control. Ooh, fast in for Alejandro. And very, very slow out. Running out onto the grass, in fact. Looking back up here with Casey Schutte. Toluache with another drive-through penalty. Oh, no. Already in last position on track. And, well, Toluache, this is going to be a race to forget for him, unfortunately. GTR, no, he's not a GTR driver. Ooh, big moment of oversteer there for Casey Schutte. That's not going to help the charge. Does have the slipstream down the straight to help him out ever so much. The GTR is massive. It is punching a big ol' hole in the air, but it's also got a lot of drag, so even though it is massive. Or even, I should say, even with the slipstream, it's still pretty draggy. Some love for Shepard in chat. Shepard currently down in P19 in a battle with him, or I was going to say in a battle with himself, in a battle with Scott Sullivan and David Collins. Battle for P17. The three GTRs. We'll stick with them for a little bit here. Oh! That's going to help carry the speed, that's for sure. Jeff Shepard coming through here onto the start-finish straight, crossing the line for the 16th time. Will he make a move into T1 here? 206.74 from Sullivan and a 206.75 from Shepard. Lapping within 100th of a second of each other last lap. Excuse me, lapping within 1,000th of each other last lap. Wait, hold on. Tenths, 100,000ths, yes. That's insane. Human eye, by the way, blinks 0.2 of a second. So currently, the gap between Sullivan and Collins is about the blink of an eye. And these guys lapping within thousandths of a blink of an eye, but that's going to be an error for Scott Sullivan, and that's going to give the position right to Jeff Shepard. Capitalizing on the mistakes there of Scott Sullivan on track. John Hawley looking like he wants to make a move onto Jeremy Cubbage. Oh, that's a lot of curb. GTR, though, a massive beast that can handle it. Looking at the pit stops, everyone has made a pit stop at this point, so no one has to come in on the last lap. Jason Provolone, though, he is on the last lap, about halfway through it. He has driven a masterclass in this GTR so far. As we push through the S's one more time here. John Hawley behind Jeremy Cubbage, wanting that top 10. But can he get it? He's going to have to grab it with both hands if he wants it. Casey Schutte, I think he is going to have to potentially settle for P4. I don't think that he is going to be thinking that, though. We'll see if he makes a move in the few final corners, but coming through Spoon right now, trying to take that alternate line. He washes way wide onto the marbles. That is going to be probably, well, maybe. That's probably going to be it, though, for Casey Schutte in terms of position. I think he will be settling the 444 car in P4. But we'll see. Heading towards the final chicane. This is where it is going to happen. He's looking like he wants to make a move, but he backs out of it. That would have been a send and a half if he went for it. Content with the position, not wanting to put an end to his race there. Comes across the line. Jason Provolone for the race win. Juan Kairos, P2. Nara Simmons for P3. Casey Schutte, P4. Niles Schleter, the nice drive for P5 there. As he swerves across the line, GTR. Corey Hampshire. I actually don't think I gave Corey like any screen time. Sorry, Corey. But you didn't have much going on. Corey pushing to the line for that P6. We do have a battle on track still here, three-way between Reggie King, Cubbage, and Hawley. But it looks like everyone is going to have to stick with the position that they are in. The lawnmower blue, yes indeed. Blue coming across the line here for P13. Got a good gap behind him and in front of him. Very comfortably in P13. Justin Seckham, as we saw the battle with earlier, finishes out behind Blue. And so on. Toluache, definitely a race to forget for him, unfortunately. The GTR not his best friend. Collins coming across the line, secure that 18th position. That will be that. Work on getting some of these drivers here. We're going to need Provolone, Kairos, and Narsimon. Provolone, Kairos, and Narsimon. Provolone. Stinky Cheese Man.
Hello.
Good win, good win.
Thank you, sir.
Haven't said that in a while, I feel like.
I know, right? They come very few and far between, but I'll take it.
Looking for some of the other guys. If anyone's in chat and can either Narasimon or Juan Kairos get their butts in Discord. But yeah, Provolone. Dude, you didn't even like do anything that race but drive.
I know. It was kind of like they all started fighting each other behind me at the start, so then it was just kind of like, don't mess up. And you know, I have a hard time with that, so I'm happy that I was able to, you know, stick with it to the end and get the win. The car's a lot of fun to drive. It's a shame that it's off the pace.
Yeah, it's quite off the pace, it seems like, compared to our Pro Series that we saw yesterday here. Definitely not quite in the 158s or 159s.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But yeah, 203 I think was your fastest. I think you were the only driver, in fact, to go into the 203s.
Actually, I think I had a 2028 or something like that.
That's what I meant. I meant to say 202s. You were the only driver in the in one of the time slots. That's all I remember. So,
Oh, sweet.
I think you were the only one of the 202. So absolutely stellar drive from you. And
thank you, man.
great result. You got chat's absolutely thrilled for you as well. So
Yeah, no, spam that stinky cheese.
yes. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for streaming tonight.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. And have a great rest of your night. I'll take it here with chat because I don't think anyone else is going to be joining me. And Corey, all on your lonesome. I know, Corey, I don't think you got any screen time whatsoever. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's, I guess that's just what happens. Let's see here, is AV6 Scott, is he going to be streaming still after this? I'd like to raid him if he is.
The league is going to be starting up.
Sounds like he is not going to be continuing streaming, so we might just raid Dogo then. Or automatic. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this is who we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Automatic Rabbit. So any of the crazy rabbits in chat here. Not that he's a crazy rabbit. He's just a rabbit of some sort. But let's go find out, shall we? So thanks everyone for joining me tonight. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Thanks for checking out the GTR one-off Spec series, or Spec race. Appreciate it. Everyone being here. We're going to send it over to Automatic Rabbit. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great night. And thank you for being here.